Hi everyone, so today we will solve 2 by 2 by 2 Rubik's Cube. This is same as 3 by 3, only it does not have center pieces and edge pieces, this just have corner pieces. So it becomes more easy, and if you don't know the basic notations, you can go back to my 3 by 3 by 3 Rubik's Cube and know. Very quickly, I'll just show you. The orientation is same, white opposite yellow, orange opposite red, blue opposite green, and the notations are also R, R prime, U, U prime, D, D prime, B, B prime, L, L prime. Okay, so if you want to know about this, you can go back to my basics video for beginners 3 by 3 by 3. And you will know. To do this, we'll do it by two methods, intuitive method and algorithms. So basically white layer will do intuitive way, and the rest of the things we can do by algorithms. Okay, so let's scramble. Okay, so in this, if you see, first we'll solve white layer. If you want to do by algorithms, then we need to pick one, white, red and green, any one which white facing up, and see for white and red, okay, which is having white and red. So if you see somewhere here, I am getting white and red, okay, just for your purpose. Okay, so let this be anyway, white and red. Obviously this side is green, so opposite is gonna be blue, so one additional color will be there. So now just do this algorithm, R prime, D prime, R, D, and just keep repeating R prime, D prime, R, D. Okay, and this is here. The same way, just turn the cube, and if you see now, blue, white and red. So now blue and white, we'll see which one has blue and white. So here I have blue, blue and white. So now put this over here right next to this and do R prime, D prime, R, D. 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 Okay, and this is placed properly. Now the same way, the last one, this is over here, so no problem, let this be somewhere here in this line. R prime, D prime, R, D. 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 Okay, so now this solves your first layer. So now if I show you intuitive, it saves so much of time. Okay, for example, if you see this white, red and green, okay, so if I see red and white, it's over here, okay, it's here. So what I do is I move it like this. Now this has to come over here. Okay, so what do we do? If I move it simply like this, the corrected one will come down. So what I do is move this away from the plane like this, move this back and get this back. So now this solves a lot of time. The same way, if I see white and blue, where is the white and blue? It's over here. So this is very easy one. White and blue is directly same orientation, so I just move it like this. Okay, but just in case if it is not, it's something like this, then what I do, just move this down. So now I need to get this over, this piece has to come over here. Okay, so instead of doing that R prime, D prime, R, D, we can just simply get this out of the way, get this back and get this back. Okay, so intuitive way, as and when you keep on doing it, you will get it. Okay, so now we are doing the yellow part. Okay, so you might have this scenario where there is no yellow piece over here, or you might have one yellow piece, or you might have two yellow pieces. Okay, or the fully solved. So in this case, there is one algorithm. When you have a situation like this, two yellow here, two over here, then you have to hold it like this and perform this algorithm: R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, and then you get one yellow piece over here. Now this situation is the ideal one. One yellow piece on the left side, this one facing up, this one facing front, and this side one facing right side. So this is the ideal one, and after this, if you perform the same algorithm, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Then you get all the yellow pieces. You might get a situation like this where one yellow piece is there but another one is not facing how was the ideal one. So this also just perform the same algorithm, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, and you get this which is the ideal one like this, and then perform the same one, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime, and you get the same thing. Okay, you might get a situation like this where two pieces are here, two pieces are over here. In that case, just hold it like this and perform the same algorithm, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, and then you get the ideal situation and then perform the same, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. You might get situation like this which I have already told. Instead of this, it might be here also. In that case also apply the same, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, and then you get the ideal one, and then you can get this. You might get situation like this also where two diagonal are there. So in that case, in any ways you just hold and apply the same, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, now you have got something like this. So apply it again, R, U, R prime, U, R, U, U, R prime. Okay, and then you got this single one, R, U prime, U, U, R prime, and then you have got this ideal one, and then you got this. So now you get the situation where upper one is done, and if you move this, at least one thing you are, this is not done, but at least one place it is done. In that case, what you do is just place the solved one down, okay, downside, and white towards you, yellow opposite side, and apply this algorithm, R prime, U, R prime, D, D, R, U prime, R prime, D, D, R, R, F prime, and everything will be done. Okay, so this algorithm might be little lengthy or long, but as and when you keep on doing it, you will get it in the muscle memory and it will be easy. So in this case, if you see, this is the scenario where this is done but nothing is solved. If you see, everything is unsolved, nothing is matching. Okay, in that case, in any ways just hold it white towards you, yellow towards opposite side. Obviously it will be like that, white towards you, yellow opposite side, and perform the same algorithm again, R prime, U, R prime, D, D, R, U prime, R prime, D, D, R, R, F prime. Now if you see, at least one, if you do one surface will match. Okay, and now as I told you, this solved one, put it downside, white towards you, yellow towards opposite side, and perform the same algorithm again, R prime, U, R prime, D, D, R, U prime, R prime, D, D, R, R, F prime, and everything is done. So I'll show you once again if you are confused. After solving this, if you are getting at least one, try to match at least one. Okay, so this is done. So put the solved one down, okay, downside, and white facing you and yellow facing back. Don't change anything. Solved one down, white facing you, yellow facing opposite side, and apply the same algorithm, R prime, U, R prime, D, D, R, U prime, R prime, D, D, R, R, F prime. Okay, so this solves all your layers.